The views and opinions expressed on any program are those of the producers and/or the persons appearing on the program and do not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of FRC Media, Bristol Community College, or the City of Fall River.
Good evening. Welcome to another edition of Table Topics. And the show usually airs on Tuesday, so if you're seeing this on a different day, it's probably a repeat, but come back next Tuesday for another show. How did I do?
Very good. He sounded good. 99%. He passed with a 99.9% on the test, because it's not a Tuesday; it's a Wednesday.
Oh, Jesus! Sorry.
But in 100 questions, he lost one.
Oh my
so
God! Well,
99.9.
that was the most important one.
You almost did.
All right. So we air on Wednesday.
Yes,
Thank you.
We tape on Tuesday nights,
All right,
which is the day Tuesday.
Yeah.
And the show airs tomorrow. So from today to tomorrow, Michelle has to do her magic there at the computers,
Okay.
and then our friend CJ will get the file, put on Facebook and on YouTube.
Cool.
And Michelle will go ahead and put it right on channel 95.
All right. Well, all right. I appreciate you being nice, but like I messed up like the
You
main
only
part
messed
of it.
up.
So anyway.
Yeah, I mean, after 8 years, one day you will get it.
Yeah, you're right.
Oh, boy. But yes, we're back for another show. And this is like the week before Christmas, I guess. Or
week and a half. Week and a half.
But a week and a half away from Christmas. And everything looks the same. This week we had a little surprise. The
snow.
The white stuff came down.
It makes it seem a lot colder than it is when you have snow on the ground.
Yeah,
I don't know why.
I like this because it comes, snows, and then goes away.
Yeah. No, you're right. You're right.
And the next day, the believe it or not, the sun's still hitting up a little bit during the day, so that makes the streets cleaned. But you look the trees and you look at the grass, still the white.
Yeah,
so
looks
it's
pretty.
perfect.
Yeah,
it's
looks
perfect.
pretty.
And yesterday, I driving on 195, the trees were beautiful.
Yeah.
That were really looked like a painting. It's beautiful.
What was interesting too is it was yesterday. Yeah, we had the snowstorm. My dog's vet is in Fairhaven, and I had to go out there and get him some meds. And they didn't have anything on their cars, like no snow. I hear people still had it, so it was weird. I'm like, God, you go like 15 miles, 12 miles, and there's like a difference. So it was interesting,
And as you know, we had New York Saturday.
Yeah. Yep.
So we left the Fall River probably 6 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
So by 11 or 12 or so, my daughter texted me. And it's snowing in Fall River. I said, come on, you guys had to wait for me to leave the city.
It was
snow.
Yeah, it was some snowflakes in the beginning of the day. But it's we're in the winter, even though we're really not here.
I mean, and we've been lucky, you know, that we really don't have nothing heavy.
Yeah, but I see during your New York trip you were picking on Natalia. Sheesh.
I had somebody on the bus telling me, Carlos, I'm sitting back, right? And she goes on the front and she's looking at the tree right next to the fence. And I already saw this picture somewhere, So I grabbed my phone, I took a picture, say, hey, guess what? I think I found the Kevin. Kevin, get away here.
Yeah. And there's a commercial now with that Kevin Hart with the person from the show. So I was like, oh man, hearing that all the time now. But,
I sent the picture to my daughter, and my daughter said, you know what the sad part, Daddy? She looks like him.
Oh my God. Well, she's short. That's probably the only, you know what I mean?
But, other than that, I bought 110 people, I believe.
Wow.
Everybody had fun.
Cool.
To me, like I do every year around Christmas, I don't go to the waterfront.
Yeah.
Gets way too cold down there, and I only have 10 hours or 8 hours to enjoy New York. So I hit some stores, and I stay up, at the Rockefeller Center around there, Macy's, and I always have a good time. Now the bus trip that we do on the summer you're more comfortable. You know, you are in sneakers, in shorts. Then I go to the waterfront, and that's what I tell everybody, especially those that goes in every trip with me, is just enjoy the season. Now, the decorations, the food, and then when we come in the summer, then we will go to the waterfront. You have a chance to go to the Statue of Liberty. You will take pictures on Ground Zero. You can visit the 9/11 Museum. So Chinatown, Little Italy, that's all walking distance on the waterfront. So that's why I said in summertime it's much better to spend time on that way.
Yeah, and this has just been my experience when I've done it. When you do go down to that area, just getting down there wastes an hour. You know what I mean? If you take the subway, it's just, and you can't walk unless you take a taxi. But you're right. I would stay around that general area there because that's where all the decorations are, I gather, right?
Yes. And so I already have people texting me, first timers, like asking what the next trips are. First time they came with me. Usually, I have the same repeats, but they invite friends, they invite family members. So now it's a family member that first time that went with us and loved the trip and wants to find out when is the next trips.
Yeah,
so
there you go. Hey.
Bus trips will not be out until next month, and I need to get it approved by the board, the 2023 trips in January. So that's what I tell them. By January, we should have the list of the trips for next year.
Cool.
The only thing I have right now already booked is the overnights, because I need to deposit, put deposits in hotels and airlines and all of that. So those are going good. The Las Vegas is going to be the school vacation week. Then we're going to your favorite island.
In May, right?
In May, we're going to the favorite island for Santo Cristo Feast. And then in August, we're going to Orlando. It will be 3 Disney nights and 3 Bahama cruise nights.
Cool.
So
cool.
I have about 26 people for that trip.
Oh, for Disney?
For Disney, and I have about 24 for San Michael.
Wow.
So that means that I reserve groups of 30. So that means that we still have a few seats available. But still early. When people pass the year, that's majority of the people start calling. Carlos, you still have seats? You still have seats?
People are worried about the holidays at this point.
They don't know how much they're going to spend. And then when January comes, they say, hey, guess what? I'm getting money back from income taxes. So guess what? I probably can take a vacation after all.
Good. That's good. That's good. So, and I know some people got money back from the state. So that was nice to get that money back.
We got about $200 some each.
Doesn't,
so it was like
doesn't
an extra
happen
$500 check.
Right? Doesn't happen that often. So that was good.
No.
So
cool. Viva Joe Biden.
Huh?
Viva Joe Biden.
No, that was Governor Baker. That was Governor Baker that did that. And let me tell you, and the folks that are coming into office now, we're trying to figure out a way to cancel that law so it never happens again. So that's what you voted for, everybody.
But guess what? It's if we paid more than we were supposed to, it's just fair. It's like I mentioned before. It's just like a credit card. If you pay over what you're supposed to, they will send you a check back.
But what I'm getting at though is they want to change this law. This was a law from 1985 or something that it's never taken place. Now what happened? people are going to get their money back. We got to pass a law that we can never let this happen again.
Well, it's just like when we talk about transportation in schools, that we need to go back to the law and change the law.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
that's
Well,
the only way we're gonna. It's funny because the state comes in and tells you, demands you have to do this,
yeah.
but they don't pay for it.
Yeah.
We have to pay for it.
But and this also comes from, you know, that basically, you know, in the old days, in years past, people were responsible. You know, we had to be more responsible, and that's what's happened. We become sort of a nanny state, where everybody wants the government to do that. With that comes a price, and we're seeing that happen right now.
Yeah.
And I think I had mentioned, I'm going to just turn into this for like maybe a couple seconds. The central bank digital currency, you'll start hearing more and more about. It's called the CBDC. And America is testing a digital dollar now. China already has that. So everybody's like looking at it like, well, you know, it's basically just numbers in your account. But we can see what's happened in China. And there have been some hearings in the Congress about this that say we don't want to go China's route, but the road to hell is paved with good intentions. Things start out with good intentions and they don't happen. So in China, for example, if you are doing something, say we're doing this show, and we say something that somebody doesn't like, you're not going to the Azores this May. You can't go there because you did something you weren't supposed to do. So they can kind of mess around with the money and put you on a list. And that's what scares a lot of people. So hopefully it won't come to that, but they have started doing that. They've started testing it to see. And again, the road to hell is paved with good intentions. It looks good. You know what I mean? That we do this because you're going to have the money in there. Do you really need to carry cash? Especially the younger folks right now.
And
they don't want to carry cash.
And with everything, I always say with everything, you need to see the pros and cons.
Exactly.
So with every move, with every decision we do, you know, I wish that the government follows the same rule.
Yeah. Well,
you know?
we'll see. We'll see, because it's interesting how the country's become so polarized that you don't hear a lot of pushback from one of the parties. So it's just very interesting to see that, you know. And I'm going to just take over one other thing.
No, go ahead.
That has not really been coming out too much is the Twitter files. Have you heard about the Twitter files? You probably haven't heard about the Twitter files. So we've had 5 Twitter files released. So as we're aware, Elon Musk is now the CEO of Twitter. And Elon Musk is a liberal. I know people say he's not a liberal now. He's for free speech. So he's gone in and released some files. And he's given the files to Matt Taibbi as one of the journalists that's been releasing these files. And Matt Taibbi now is being called a right-wing person. Now, he used to write for the Rolling Stones, which is not a right-wing organization, but now he's actually what I call a real reporter. He's reporting what's coming out. So there have been people that they found in these Twitter files that they have pretty much suppressed them, or basically they couldn't, if they tweeted something, it could never trend because they kind of suppressed it. They punched a couple buttons in there. One's Dan Bongino, who is a person that comes on Fox a lot of times.
Yes.
This guy, Charlie Kirk, who has an organization out there with kind of like right-leaning, going out with kids, going out to kids to try to press this. So he was suppressed. There were many people that were taken off of Twitter. For example, COVID doctors. So there was a Dr. Malone that also was out there talking about, hey, look, I took the vaccines. However, it's kind of like what you say, we need to know the good and we need to know the bad.
Yeah.
And they were suppressing the bad. So it's interesting how I'm going to give this guy Strakonowicz, who is on CNN on Saturday mornings. He's the only CNN person that has talked about this. He's on Saturday morning at 9 o'clock. He's pretty in the middle with things. And when he was writing it, he has like a Twitter thing going on, and people are like, I can't believe you're publicizing this right-wing conspiracy thing. And it's like, dude, this is Twitter. Twitter did this. You know what I mean? The employees that worked at Twitter did this, and they have a section about Trump where when they took him offline, there were people that were on there that worked there. They had email things that said, I understand you don't like this person, but this person was from China saying, but I don't agree with, you know what I mean, censoring people, because I'm from China and that's what happens. So what you find is that now people, I don't know if you've been seeing on Twitter, or just Whoopi Goldberg, I'm getting off Twitter right now because it's a terrible thing, you know. So, but when one side was being suppressed, they didn't care about it. Now this side's being suppressed, and now we're killing democracy. I thought democracy was always, you know, let everything come out. So it's amazing. That was the only guy on CNN that I've had it. Fox obviously covers it, but where I see it more out of anywhere is having a Twitter account, and you see, you know what I mean, these things coming out on Twitter from Matt Taibbi. He pretty much has been coming out, and there's another lady that's a journalist that's been coming out with some of these things. So it's just very interesting to see this information come out there. So we'll see what happens. The next one's supposed to be on Dr. Fauci. I guess he put something out there that said, my pronouns are prosecute Fauci. So everybody's been in an uproar now. You know what I mean? Like, you know, some of this we got to take jokes with this stuff too. So I guess Fauci's all upset because, you know what I mean, people are going after him, and but it's both sides. You know what I mean? So I'll give you an example. When the Kavanaugh justice was threatened, right? It was like, oh, that's free speech. You need to let people have free speech. But then when it happens to something else, well, now you're going after, they're saying Elon Musk is going after Fauci. It's not free speech anymore. You know what I mean? Now you're harming people. This is threatening democracy. So it's just interesting to see.
One thing that I've been going over again, because for a while I tried to stay away from the Fox News. Now that I see that somebody is trying to get back in power again, I kind of look to see what's cooking, you know, what the channel is cooking. And it's interesting, doesn't matter, this Bongino, and
who was a Secret Service agent that protected President Obama, mind you. Yes.
It's like it's Joe Biden. You know, it's
all right. Let me interrupt you for a minute. CNN and MSNBC are still talking about Trump, who has been out of office for 2 years. No other news is going on in the world but that. When I turn on CNN, because I do watch CNN.
Because they have the investigation on.
What investigation?
On him. And they keep digging and digging and digging.
But why? All right, I get you. I totally get that. Investigate people, but why don't we investigate things that are on the other side? When the other side does things, why aren't we investigating that? Why aren't we holding hearings? Now we're probably going to hear something when the Republicans take power, but nothing's going to happen because they both work together. This is all just like a show that we're watching. They all work together. But what I have a problem is that one group, nobody ever investigates them. And there's always stuff going on. There's 2 Congress people one supposedly married her husband. Where's the investigation? Married her brother to get into this country. Where's the investigation with that?
But here's the thing. Trump, CNN are investigating Trump. And Fox News are investigating Biden, and now they kind of forgot Biden. Now they're back on the laptop again. That laptop has to.
But Carlos,
you know, that laptop, God knows where's the laptop already.
But the laptop is when somebody brings a laptop into a computer guy to repair, and there's information on there that shouldn't be on there, and you don't investigate it. Then they arrest Rudy Giuliani, right? I don't care what you think about these people. They arrest Rudy Giuliani, and he goes, I have something right here. You're looking for something? I have the Hunter Biden laptop. We don't want that. That's what the FBI says. Why don't they want that? Why don't they want that? Why didn't they investigate how someone's son worked for Burisma and was getting $100,000 a month? Why isn't that being investigated? This is what I mean. It can't be one-sided, because then people think we have a two-tier justice system. That's what people look at. So if someone has, let me give you another example. Someone had a diary of a very important person in this country. In that diary, there were things that were not right that were in that diary, right? So why wasn't that person investigated? No, you know what happened? The person that sold that diary was arrested. Really? Come on now. So we can't, that's why whenever everybody talks about Trump investigations, I really don't even listen to that anymore, because they never investigate the other side. Well, and there are things out there, they never investigate the other side.
But what you're saying about Trump investigations, that's what the other side says. We don't care about the laptop. It's the same thing. It's both sides, going ahead.
But what I'm trying to say is,
okay, so
happens.
let's stay like this. But you don't care about Trump. I don't care about Joe Biden.
Oh no, I'm just trying to say. Just hear me out for a minute. All right, go after Trump. Go after all these investigations. But why aren't we going after the other side? Oh, we don't want to hear about. He's not the president. Well, if there's information out there that supposedly China was paid off, why would we not investigate that? Why? We can't just do one side, because then people don't. So I'll give you an example. Today, this is a prime example today. I was in a training, so I couldn't catch up on it. But FX, the crypto exchange, right? That guy stole that money, all right? Nobody arrested him. Nobody arrested him. He was supposed to go before a hearing today in Congress. What do you think happened last night?
Got canceled? I don't know.
He was arrested in the Bahamas the day before he was supposed to go before Congress and be questioned. Why?
Yeah.
Are there other people that were implicated in that? That's why we don't want him investigated now. He can't go before a hearing now. Heck no. And there was a person that was in that here. There was a person that's head of the finance committee, all right? And she's the person that said, when you see that prior administration, get into their faces, accost them, on and on and on. Nobody says anything about that, right? You know what she said at the thing? She said at the thing. You know what she said at when somebody questioned her that you got money from that Sam Bankman? She goes, Republicans were there too. They took money. Yeah. That's your explanation? You're the head of the finance committee, and your explanation is that Republicans took that money? That's unacceptable to me. So when I start seeing that both people are being pulled in these investigations and treated fairly, all right, then I'm going to listen to you. We had a person that was a former president that they went in and took stuff out of his. Never has that been done in the history of this country, okay? Never has it been done in this history. But you have a laptop that you won't even say what was on it, all right? The other thing that happened with that was the attorney in the state of Delaware said, I have enough to indict the president's son. I have enough to do that. But it's not going to matter because I don't make that decision. The attorney general does. So do we not remember with the attorney general, Barr is Trump's attorney general. Everybody that gets in, Obama had it. He said, the guy Holder, I'm the president's wingman, all right? Why isn't Garland doing anything? So we can't have it both ways. That's why I don't trust either one of them. I don't believe in either one of them.
Well, doesn't matter. Biden and the son has problems.
Yeah.
Trump and the sons have problems.
I don't think the son's bad. I would say the son-in-law.
The
son-in-law, there's clearly something there.
Yes, and I believe the sons are in charge of the organization.
Well, what have they done?
Supposedly they stole money from the organization. So,
let me put. What happened was they were found guilty in New York. Okay, of things such as they didn't report that they had cars. So say you work for a company, right? And mine is the same way. If you have a car, you have a parking spot, you have to claim that. They didn't claim it. It's not right, I get it, but it's not like they stole millions of dollars from people.
Yeah. Well,
So anyway, I know I went on a tangent there, but it's just like I want things to be treated the same way. You know what I mean? And just you and local and state.
So let me ask you this last question. We have 3 minutes left.
Yep.
With the new elections,
Yeah.
it's done now
Yeah.
because the last state just got voted last week, I believe. Last Sunday.
Yeah,
or
Alaska
whatever.
finally, I think Alaska finally certified.
So I don't see many changes, right? On the seats.
Yep. Yes. Now precedents, right? This is, and maybe we can talk about this in the next show. I'm not going to go on a tangent, but there have been precedences. People that are my age would know. Nobody has won the presidency without winning Ohio or Florida.
Yes.
That's been a precedence for like
Yes.
as long as I can remember. Okay. No president has ever lost less than a certain amount of seats. That's been a precedence. It's been on the news. That's never happened before, but it's happened during this election. So, you know what I mean? Like, why do we see certain things?
So was stolen?
I don't think it's, I'm not saying it's stolen, but there are questions to be asked. Like, why isn't this the case? No, do you ever hear any, let's talk about this on the next show.
Yes. Just like no president ever win with 80 million votes like Joe did. So, but I already explained to you why he did that.
All right.
Very good. So we will come back next week for another show of Table Topics.
Have a good night.